This is our review of the PlayStation 1 from the Best Hit Chronicle series. It's an exact replica of the PlayStation 1 but in 2/5 scale. And Big Pete actually bought this kit and built it, and he's going to share his experience with us. So Big Pete, in terms of the details and runners, share with us your experience of this PlayStation 1.
I really love this kit. It's just exactly as the real thing. I do still have the PS1 at home.
Wow, okay. That's very cool.
So for detailing, I would say it's really cool because it features from the motherboard to the the CD lens, the parts,
and the shell itself, right?
Yeah, and the shell itself.
So
I used to dismantle my PS1 when I want to clean the internal parts with to clear off all the dust. I would say this brings back a lot of memories.
So if you were to take apart an original PlayStation 1 and put it side by side with this 2/5 scale PS1 from Bandai, would it be an exact replica?
I would say it is. Even the color is as close as to the actual thing.
Oh, yeah, there's the special grey color that is unique to the PlayStation 1.
Yep.
So what about details and the build experience?
Build experience is rather simple, easy to build. As you can see, it doesn't have a lot of parts to that detail because there's still a lot of things like the chips and those electronic parts are already molded into some of it, as one of the parts. So it's rather simple and easy to build. I think you don't want to stress the builders out by thinking about what microchips put into what which part and all those things.
Yeah, I suppose if you are a hardcore PlayStation fan and you want to have an exact detail of the entire capacitor, the soldering colors of the motherboard, I think you'll probably be going crazy over every single detail. But I think for regular builders, you can just build it and just put it into the casing and the shell of the PS1. But then again, it really depends on whether you want to display this as open concept or as a already built PS1 concept.
Yeah, one of the so-called downside is the cover it's not a spring-loaded cover.
Oh man!
So it just pops out a bit on the once you press the button, you have to open up manually.
I see. So I think can be a simple mod. I suppose some people will probably mod it.
It's simple to actually do a spring-loaded part.
So what about part separation? I think part separation wise, as you mentioned, there aren't a lot of runners, but looks like, as you mentioned, it is quite a detailed 1-to-1 scale of the PS1.
Yes, the part separation, basically they feature the most important parts like the on-off button, the open the CD cover where you press and it opens up, to the CD lens. And also the most memorable ones is the memory card slot. So once you put the memory card slot, it has actually a working flap, right? The flap will come down if you pull out the memory card. When you put it in, it goes in. Another detail is actually behind the machine. You remember where you plug in your AV cables.
Wow.
Yeah, the power sockets. Yeah, those are I would say, the very nice detail.
Do they actually come with the power cable and the EV cable for you to plug in, or is it just
it's just the only cable that attached to the machine is the ones that from the machine to the joypad.
I see. Okay, I think the most important thing is not only building the kit itself. I'm sure that the most important thing is when you're building the PS1, what kind of memory came back to you? You must have those long marathon sessions when you were playing the PS1, right?
Yes, so the machine now, it comes in a smaller scale, it's on your hands, and it's a very good display unit on the shelves.
Okay, so have you ever taken apart your PS1 before?
Yeah, I mentioned I take it apart to dust the so-called to dust the boards and things like that.
Now what about the stickers? How are the stickers like?
Stickers are very minimum. The one on memory card, the one on the cover, the PS logo, and another one is on the CD. So you have one of the most memorable PS1 is the black disc. Yeah, so they give you actually the black decal to put on the disc.
Oh, okay. I never had a PS1, so I wouldn't know. Now, Now, this is, I think, probably the most weighted question by all the people watching this. What are your top 3 favorite games on a PS1? You know, because I never had a PS1. I jumped straight into PS2. But I would love to hear from you. What is your top PS1 games?
Yeah, PS1 was the most revolution game console after the 8 bits.
After the
16
Nintendo
bits.
64. Nintendo 64,
64,
right? Yep.
and then after that, that's the PS1. So my most memorable game, top 3 games, is Resident Evil.
Is that the first Resident Evil?
Yes.
Okay.
So
the one that started the
most
entire
scary-
genre. Okay.
Yes, the most scariest one, the longest game that you need to play, that one of the hardest challenge as well. Second is Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid is one of my all-time favorite game. I have
Yes.
played from Metal Gear Solid 2, 3. I missed out 4 and 5. I'm playing them right now, but
Yeah.
I wish they would actually make a remake of the first Metal Gear Solid.
Yes, the first one is where you have the, you know how when they discover you, that unique iconic sound, right? So Metal Gear Solid was also another revolutionary game that started everything from there. The best fighting games I played on PS1 was Tekken 3.
Yeah,
Yes,
Tekken. I think
the
Tekken
fighting
is...
games also is the best, but not to forget those racing games. There's a lot of games in PS1 that everybody has played, but the most memorable ones was this my top 3 list.
Okay, so I think obviously the most important question right now for some of you, it would be, you know, would this be a good buy? I think it really depends on if you actually grown up with the PS1 like Big Pete here, right? So
Yes.
for me, I definitely missed PS1 because I couldn't afford it when it first came out. I actually went straight into PS2. But I'm sure for those of you who are video game enthusiasts who wanted to collect something unique like this and actually build the kit itself, would this be a good buy for video game fans?
I think it does, because the Best Hit Chronicle company came out not only the PS1, the Sega Saturn. We're gonna review that in our another video. But I would say if they keep on producing all those iconic consoles, it's a series that you can collect and put it on a shelf. That's very cool.
I will probably buy the PS2, the Dreamcast, the PS3 if they ever release those consoles as a model kit. So in terms of verdict rating from a 1 to 10, 1 being poor and 10 being the best, what would be your rating be for a PLA model kit? Because this is actually a very unique model kit, right?
Yes.
I mean, if you buy this, how would you display this? I mean, for a SHF figure, you wouldn't be able to actually pose it next to it. So
Yeah, it's a unique console. I would say it's an iconic product. You can put it on display. It's a centerpiece of everyone who comes to your house, and they will look at it and they will talk about it.
Okay.
I would give it a solid 8. Why 8, not 10? Because I would prefer it to be more parts, more details. I mean, I'm a Gunpla builder, so there's a lot of details in Gunpla. I was wishing that this would be on that level of difficulty.
I'm sure that some of you, when you look at the memory slot, some of you will probably have some nightmares of where your memory card got corrupted. I heard a
Yes.
lot of stories on YouTube and on the internet then and there. So I hope you guys who have a PS1 had corrupted memory card before don't have the repeated nightmares when you're building this.
This is just a model kit, right? So I think you will enjoy building it and looking at it.
Yeah, so actually there's one question that I was actually having, right? Would it actually be possible to actually use the PlayStation shell case from this Gunpla kit and actually put in the Raspberry Pi system inside and play a modded PS1
I think
kit?
someone would be crazy enough to do this. It will work, right?
Okay, very cool, very cool. So okay, that's our review for the PlayStation 1. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave your comment down below. If you have any questions on the kit itself, please leave a comment. Big Pete will try his best to answer all of the questions.
Yeah, go buy it.